Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're diving headfirst into a deeply frustrating problem for so many test takers. We're uncovering a surprising truth about why those rigid templates you've been relying on, yeah, those ones, might actually be the exact thing destroying your standardized writing score.
Let's be real for a second. You study for months, right? You cram all that advanced vocabulary, you perfectly memorize these intricate essay structures, but then the results come out and boom, you're stuck at band 6 again. It's just an incredibly relatable, deeply frustrating experience to put in all that blood, sweat, and tears, only to hit this invisible ceiling. So why does this keep happening despite all your hard work?
At a certain point, you might even start thinking the whole system is just a total scam designed to keep you paying retake fees. But trust me on this, scoring a 6.0 or a 6.5 repeatedly, it's not a scam at all. What it actually is a glaring indicator that your writing is suffering from what we call the illusion of competence. See, the reality is that essays receiving band 6 scores are fundamentally written at a band 6 level. The illusion? Well, that comes from relying on borrowed language rather than your own genuine skill.
Okay, let's really dive into this. Take a look at this phrase. In today's modern society. You've probably seen this in, a dozen essay templates online? But guess what? The examiners have seen it thousands of times too. Literally thousands. It's an empty, vague opener that adds absolutely zero substance to your argument. When examiners see this, they instantly recognize it for what it is: mechanical template filling. You're basically flashing a neon sign saying you aren't actually thinking about the specific topic at hand.
Or, hey, how about this one? Last but not least. It sounds super friendly and native, right? Well, actually, that's exactly the problem. This phrase is heavily used when introducing a speaker at a fun, casual event. So, throwing it into a semi-formal academic essay is, well, it's almost comical. It instantly signals to the examiner that you don't quite grasp the proper register for written English.
And then, of course, we have the classic template sentence, "In this essay, I will discuss both sides before giving my opinion." Listen, this sentence is a massive red flag. Think of it like a Trojan horse that you are willingly dragging into your own essay. It loudly signals to the examiner that you're just reciting prepackaged language instead of genuinely responding to the prompt. A genuinely good essay, it simply does the job. It doesn't need to formally announce what it's about to do.
Or consider this little gem. There are many advantages and disadvantages. Now, if the essay prompt specifically asks for your direct opinion on an issue, hiding behind this generic, completely safe phrase actually actively damages your score. It tells the reader you're sheltering behind a one-size-fits-all formula instead of stepping up and taking a firm, clear stance. To really understand why these phrases are sabotaging you, we need to pull back the curtain on the 4 official grading criteria. We're talking about task response, coherence and cohesion, lexical resource, and grammatical range and accuracy. Memorized templates don't just fail to help you. They actively drag your scores down across these specific categories by severely limiting your flexibility. So, the really crucial point here is how lexical resource is actually graded. It's defined as the ability to use a flexible range of topic-specific vocabulary naturally. Keyword, naturally. It is definitely not about simply inserting obscure dictionary words. In fact, forcefully shoehorning in words like plethora or expeditious incorrectly, that's going to hurt your score far more than using simple, accurate words well. Precision beats rarity, every single time.
And what about coherence and cohesion? This one is all about the fluid, logical connection of your ideas and arguments. It is absolutely not about the mechanical insertion of linking words. Cohesion isn't about slapping a furthermore or a therefore at the start of every single sentence just to tick a box. Overusing those devices makes your writing sound highly robotic. And that robotic feel, that's exactly what keeps you firmly stuck at a band 6.
Now, what's really fascinating here is the official IELTS rubric for band 4. If you look closely, you will see explicit penalties. The rubric specifically targets memorized phrases and formulaic language. If an examiner spots that you're relying heavily on these prepackaged chunks, your score in that specific category can literally plummet all the way to a band 4. You are quite literally being penalized for not producing your own language. And this next part brilliantly illustrates the total clash that happens when you mix memorized chunks with your own writing. Take a look at item 1. In some impoverished nations, a bunch of kids have to quit school. You have this highly formal language in impoverished nations crashing right into super casual slang. It's clunky. It's an unnatural mess. But now compare that to item 2. In some impoverished nations, many children are forced to withdraw from school. See the difference? It's natural. It's consistent. That is exactly what a higher band looks like.
We see the exact same issue with forced transitions. Take a look at item 1 here. On the dark side, the costs are high. This is a desperate attempt to alter a standard phrase just to sound sophisticated, but honestly, it just sounds unidiomatic and forced. It instantly distracts the reader. Now compare it to item 2. On the other hand, the costs are high. This is standard, fluid, and perfectly correct. Look, do not alter standard transitional phrases just to show off. It completely disrupts your coherence.
All of this points to a really fundamental truth about scoring well. Band 7 is about consistent control. It is not about flawless excellence. Let me repeat that. Consistent control. Examiners want to see reliable, natural fundamentals. They want to see that you can communicate your ideas clearly and accurately, not that you can force complicated, pre-memorized structures that just fall apart under pressure. Control over your own words is what actually breaks the ceiling.
So how do we actually fix this? Well, enter the prompted planning method. Instead of immediately panicking and trying to recall a rigid template, I want you to spend your first 5 minutes doing exactly this. First, form a firm position on the prompt. Second, outline 2 to 3 main ideas with specific support. And third, brainstorm high-content, topic-specific vocabulary. Spending just 5 minutes planning genuine ideas tailored to the specific question is miles better than just filling in the blanks of a template.
And when it comes to that vocabulary, you have got to build it by topic. Don't just learn random complex words for the sake of it. Learn that carbon-neutral emissions goes with the environment. Learn urban sprawl and housing bubble for urbanization. Learn preventive healthcare for health topics. When your vocabulary bank is intrinsically linked to predictable test topics, your words will naturally match the specific ideas you actually want to express. We've covered a lot of crucial ground in this explainer today. And honestly, it all comes down to a fundamental shift in how you approach your writing. True proficiency, it isn't about masking your weaknesses with borrowed phrases. It's about confidently expressing your genuine voice. So step away from the templates, trust your own vocabulary, and ask yourself one final thing before you write your next essay. Are you communicating, or are you just filling in the blanks?